dramatic. It can be very, if you will, impactful. But also we have to bear in mind, in order for us to make it happen, we have to have a collective shift happening. It's going to happen anyway. Shift is happening whether you're in it or not. But the question is where you are. I want to make sure we open up as we did with our brother Baba Yagbi, who opened up with the vibration of recognizing ceremony and recognizing those ancestral connections. And I want to make sure that we all understand, and most of you are very familiar with the work of Baba Jose Arguelles. Right? I hope, come on. You know that he and his spirit is very heavy in this particular area. Not heavy in terms of density, but heavy in terms of presence. Because it was not for his insisting upon doing the research in the work to bring this day into life. It would not be as enlightened as it is today. And we want to make sure we give him that honor and that respect, and we give him as an ancestor the opportunity to see. When I say opportunity, because dealing with the dream spell calendar, and as you heard earlier, we were talking about releasing, letting go. But today is actually the daykeeper of Kimi, which is the world bridger. And it's a spectral world bridger. It's the white spectral world bridger. So now, you got to know this work to understand the importance and the significance of how it's synchronistic. Because within the context of the white world bridger, or spectral world bridger, it's about liberation and about death, transforming, renewing. And the affirmation for today, I want everybody to get this. I dissolve. In fact, follow me with it. Okay. All right? Y'all with me?
Yeah.
Everybody with me?
Yeah.
All right, gotta get a harmony here now. All right? Here's how it goes. I dissolve. In order to equalize. Releasing opportunity. I feel the store of death. With the spectral tone of liberation. I am guided. By the power. Of death. My own power double. Exhale. We want to make sure that we recognize the importance of the work of the Dream Spell Calendar, the Foundation for the Law of Time, the harmonic convergence. We are coming to a completion. Now, mind you, most of us want the Hollywood version of it, and we're looking around for it to happen dramatically. And it may well have been happening dramatically for most of you in your own personal lives of turbulence. And we see it happening in the social ethics in terms of what happened in Connecticut. We're seeing a lot of things happening that's going to be a wake-up call for a shift in the way that we used to do things in the old calendar way. The old calendar must die.
Yes, it must.
It must die. It means to be transformed into the new way of connecting to Mother, which is the 13 moons and the 28 days. That's the indigenous way. That's the indigenous way. That's the way that was taken away and co-opted and colonized and imperialistically conquered to the degree that we've been following a false gauge of time. And that's why the 2012 date is a convergent date in the Gregorian calendar, because it is a cycle of convergent and great cycles. There's a 5,125 year cycle, right? 104,000 year cycle, 26,000 year cycle, right? Are y'all with me?
Yeah.
You gotta do the math.
Yeah.
It's all math. It's just a calculation of what is coming to this end in the Gregorian calendar to make the winter solstice very relevant. And that's why we have to make sure that we're with the flow and energy, and we all stay high on this, because we can easily get trapped and go into the negative connotations of what this is. But we're talking about the positive transformation. It is an end, and it's most certainly a beginning. So we want to make sure Yucatan, the Yucatan is a historical place. Did you know that this is the first place where the first Pope Gregory actually introduced the Vatican and the Vatican's calendar? Did y'all know that? You gotta do your research. Of course, you can do your search engines, Google it, whatever you want to do and find it. But it is, in fact, where we are, where it is the beginning, where it was the destruction of the Mayan literacy and the Mayan literature, the burning of the literature right here in the Yucatan, where it first began. So it's very significant that we all came full circle to right here, because this is where it all started, in the 1500s, with the first Pope, and then it was 12 more Gregories, and then the 13th Pope, Gregory, is the one that ushered in the Gregorian calendar, which you've been following. So now we have to find out why are we following that calendar and why we feel it's so significant. But we have to rid ourselves of it because it is wrapped up in that calendar. It's all the confusion and disharmony and the uneven, immeasurable way of how to guide and navigate your life. So we're all time travelers, and we want to shift that by all of us trying to figure out how can we follow a indigenous way of 13 moons, which is consistent. 28 days, which is biologically consistent with creation. And once we do that, we can find ourselves shifting the consciousness. But you can't think it's going to happen without you really truly examining your mind and what you're thinking about all the time. That's creating to the pollutants and the environmental destruction. It's your mind. That's where the power really lies. So it's not really something going to be mystical in that way, but can you think about what you think about all the time?
Yeah.
You know what you think about all the time. That's why most people are afraid of telepathy. Because you don't want people to know what you're thinking about all the time. So you got to clean up your thoughts in order for you to start thinking in a way that we can all tap in and get beyond technology. Like you said.